It's 11 p.m. You're lying in bed. Nobody has texted you back. Your chest feels tight. Your stomach feels hollow. And you don't know why a missed reply can feel like this. You tell yourself it's nothing. But your body disagrees. And the real answer is far stranger than you're just sensitive. That feeling isn't sadness. It isn't weakness. It's an alarm. A very old one. Older than cities, older than language, older than fire. It evolved for one reason only. To keep you from dying alone. Rewind 200,000 years. You are not in a bedroom. You are on an open savanna. And the sun is going down. There are no walls here. No locks. No phones to call for help. There's only your small band of 30 or 40 people, huddled together as the light fades and the predators begin to move. Here's the brutal math of that world. A human alone on the savannah at night had almost no chance. No claws, no armor, no speed. Your ancestors survived only because they survived together. The group was the wall, the group was the weapon. Separation from the group wasn't an inconvenience. It was a death sentence. So, evolution did something clever. It built a warning system into your brain, one that fires the instant you drift too far from the group. Not physically far, socially far, ignored, excluded, forgotten. The feeling you now call loneliness is that warning system, still running, thousands of generations later, in a world of streetlights and smartphones. The psychologist John Cacioppo spent much of his career studying exactly this. He called it the evolutionary theory of loneliness, and his argument was simple but unsettling. Loneliness isn't a mood. It's a biological signal, as real and as urgent as hunger or thirst. Hunger tells you your body is low on fuel. Loneliness tells you your body is low on protection. Cacioppo's research found that this signal doesn't just make you feel bad. It changes you physically. It raises stress hormones. It disrupts sleep. It quietly puts your whole nervous system on high alert. Because as far as your ancient wiring is concerned, isolation means danger is close. Here's where it gets stranger. What does danger actually feel like in your brain? Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger asked exactly that question. She ran an experiment now famous in psychology using a simple computer game called Cyberball. Volunteers thought they were playing catch online with two other people. In reality, the other players were programmed. And at some point, the program simply stopped throwing the ball to the volunteer. Nothing dramatic happened, no insults, no conflict, just silence. Just exclusion. Eisenberger scanned their brains while it happened, and what she found changed how scientists understood loneliness forever. The same brain region that lights up when you stub your toe, when you burn your hand, when you feel actual physical pain, lit up when people were simply left out of a ball tossing game. The dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. Your brain does not have a separate system for social pain. It reuses the one built for physical injury. And think about what that means. When you say a rejection hurt, you are not speaking in metaphor. You are describing something closer to literal truth than you realized. Your brain is telling you, this is an injury. Treat it like one. Why would evolution build it this way? Because pain works. Physical pain stops you from putting your hand back on the hot stove. Social pain was designed to stop you from wandering away from the group, from letting a bond quietly die, from drifting into the kind of isolation that, on the savannah, meant you probably weren't coming back. Now here's the twist most people never hear. Loneliness was never meant to be permanent. It was meant to be a nudge, not a life sentence. Like hunger, it's supposed to spike, motivate you to act, reconnect, repair, and then fade once the need is met. The system malfunctions only when the nudge has nowhere to go. When there's no one to call, when the group itself has vanished, when the alarm keeps ringing and ringing because the ancient solution, physically returning to your tribe, isn't available anymore. And that brings you to now. Researcher Julianne Holt-Lunstad led a massive analysis pooling data from over 300,000 people looking at how loneliness affects long-term health. Her findings were stark. Chronic loneliness was associated with a higher risk of early death, comparable in scale to well-known dangers like smoking or obesity. Not because loneliness is dramatic, because it's constant. Because an alarm that never turns off eventually wears down the machine it's meant to protect. Here's the cruel irony of the modern world. You have never been more connected, And your ancient alarm system has never had less idea what to do with that connection. 100 notifications is not a tribe. 1,000 followers is not a fire circle. Your brain evolved to recognize belonging through eye contact, shared meals, physical presence, the low hum of other bodies nearby while you sleep. A glowing screen at 11 p.m. can imitate connection just enough to keep you scrolling, but not enough to ever fully silence the alarm. So it keeps ringing, quietly, persistently, in the middle of a species more surrounded by other humans than at any point in history. Isn't that strange? You can be in a crowded city of 10 million strangers and still feel your ancestors' oldest warning firing inside your chest. But here's the part worth sitting with. That ache you feel isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that something in you still works exactly the way it was built to. It's the same circuitry that kept a small band of humans alive long enough to become 7 billion of us. It's not a flaw in the system. It's the system doing its job in a world it was never designed for. So tonight, when you feel that tightness in your chest because nobody texted back, you'll know what it actually is. Not weakness, not oversensitivity. A 200,000-year-old voice whispering the same message it has always whispered to every human who has ever lived. Go back to the group. You are not built to survive this alone.